And finally, another upgrade into Hogwarts Legacy is the photo mode. So this is going to be really interesting, and it might not be incredible for everybody. So for instance, if I'm on this bridge, I'm not really going to go there, and you press start, you can enter photo mode by pressing X on the console, and it should bring you into this. Now, what's really cool about it, maybe if you are into the photography side of stuff, there is a lot of good landscapes, a lot of good buildings that you can do, and obviously there is a decent amount of editing that you can do within it. They've obviously got the tilt, you've got the depth of field on and off, so if I wanted to move a bit further off, say, I don't even know what am I focusing on? Say if I'm moving closer, would that work? Why does that not work? I don't know. Obviously, oh, okay, I see what you mean. You got focus distance, so you can see I could bring this a little bit. Oh god, I could bring this a little bit closer for the depth of field. So if I was to bring this a little bit more in, I can see that obviously that's going to have that depth of field for me. So if I come closer, and obviously if I go further away, it has all that. Then the focus, the exposure. So if I turn the depth of field off, if I've obviously got with the exposure, that's going to have obviously the light in. So if it's really dark, then obviously that's going to be something that's really cool to utilize as well. Getting it back there, can I just, I was going to say, I was wondering if I could just move it, but I've got to tap it every time. That's going to be annoying. We have the contrast. That's pretty standard. Saturation, obviously, you know. We then have the strength, so you can obviously have it kind of coming in on the sides, which is nice. You also then have a filter, which is kind of the point where I'm kind of thinking is, obviously you have Gryffindor, Slytherin, you have Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, then you have a few different ones that are obviously going to be utilized as well. Now, also with that, I believe you've got the black and white. You can obviously have the strength of it, so you can make it as like a darker scene as such. Then you obviously have got some other bits that you can make it a little bit more cinematic sort of side. So if I bring it back to normal here, we have film grain. I think that's pretty standard. And then as we go forward, this is the kind of now the bits where I'm like, okay, this could be interesting. You obviously have hide the character, which is really cool. We have at the back there, hide NPCs. I think that's really cool as well. We also then have the frame side of stuff, so you can obviously make it into whatever you kind of like. Now, the good point with this, for me, and especially if you are doing a series on Hogwarts or anything like that, or even a series on, not Hogwarts Legacy, but if it's based around, say, like Harry Potter, you could obviously utilize this for castle pictures, certain places, because they are obviously identical. So it would be really cool to have, and even the logo look, it's pretty sick. Like you could make decent photos out of this, which I really do think is going to be sick. You can also change the time of day. So obviously if I could move, I can move it. Obviously it doesn't change in real life, in real game time. It is just perfectly better balanced in the photo. As soon as I back off it, it will go back to the normal time. We also then can change the summer, and then we can go obviously to, if we go into winter, we can change that as well. Again, it's just a really cool, why is it, it's not very wintry, is it? Unless I've got to pick the different time. Like that doesn't feel very wintry. Let's, where's the snow is basically what I'm asking. Very weird. I thought it'd be more snowy. Maybe there's different zones that get more snowy. This might be the one that doesn't. But in terms of kind of the mode itself, I think it is really cool. Obviously, you can toggle as well to get the perfect picture. You can obviously zoom in, zoom out as standard. So obviously, if you wanted to get the full picture there, you could definitely make decent photos on this, and also thumbnails or even graphics for different stuff. I think it's got some great capabilities that would be good utilized in the next Hogwarts, because I personally would utilize this really heavily for thumbnails when we have it at the start, because now it, like, the game is done for videos in terms of your generic playthroughs. So it is now just a point where we could kind of like have a little bit of fun with it, maybe test out some stuff. You can obviously get a zoom in shot as well. It's just a very interesting thing to go with. But that's the photo mode, and to be honest, that's pretty much the biggest upgrade they've kind of given us.